Alrighty, let's take a look at the Melbourne result up against Fremantle. This was a terrific result for the Melbourne Football Club. You always want to get your season off to a flyer, and they certainly did that. Freo, obviously, with a string of injuries there, but don't take anything away from Melbourne. William and you were glued to this game.
I was indeed. 22 points, good win in the end. Tom McDonald, very good there. But so with this man here we're about to speak to, Jakey Lever. He'll get in the votes. He was outstanding yesterday. Welcome to the show, Jakey boy. And it must have been great to be back at the MCG playing in front of your home fans.
Yeah, it was quite amazing, Bill. I think it's been a fair while since we've done that. I think it was 582 days for the Melbourne fans. So to be able to get back out there and play in front of the fans, it was fantastic. And then, to obviously get the win was even better. And I think we've got a lot of improvement, but it was great to get the 4 points.
You had to start well, Jakey, and you certainly did yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's really important in the season that's about to come up. I think you can see from this weekend's results, anything can really happen. So for us to be able to start off and get the 4 points was obviously a fantastic effort, but obviously really looking forward to just continuing to play the way that we know we can. And there's a lot of guys in form at the minute for us, so which was great.
Jake, players often say they don't hear the outside pressure or the media commentary. We know that's false because we saw it in the Amazon documentary that you do listen to it. Did you feel the pressure ahead of this round one game and that the club's under?
I don't think necessarily about this round one game. We knew that we wanted to start well, and we knew that to get a round one win, it's super important. But yeah, absolutely, Kane. I think you'd probably be a little bit silly if you think that you didn't hear the outside noise that about the footy club and about what's happened over probably the past 2 years compared to where we were in 2018. So I think as players, as staff, as coaches, we kind of took real ownership of that through the pre-season, and I think on the weekend you just saw a little glimpse of what we're able to produce once we're playing well. And for us, it's really about consistency. Early on in the year in our practice games, we played really well against Richmond and then come out and didn't perform the way that we wanted to against the Bulldogs. So for us, it's a really big work in progress. But I have full belief in the playing group and the coaching staff that we're on the right track.
You set up beautifully behind the footy with Stephen May. 20 intercept marks between you yesterday, or 20 intercept possessions, was a fantastic effort. But Stevie May's performance in the pre-season was good too. He's fantastic against the Dogs. And what he also brings to the table, he's an elite left foot kick. He hardly ever misses a target, Stephen May. And you two are just forming a nice combination down there.
Yeah, I think it's really important that, over the past 3 years or 2 years that we've been together, we haven't played, a hell of a lot of footy together. But now that we're starting to get a bit of cohesion, not only with us two, but a whole back seven, I think that's when you look at the great teams of the past 10 years. I think they've all had really consistent backline groups, and that's what we're striving towards. But as you said, I think Stephen May is, if not the best key defender in the competition, he's definitely right up there on the pedestal. So I think that, for him to keep playing the way that he is, it obviously helps my footy, but it obviously helps a lot of blokes around us. And as you said, he's not really a key defender that, doesn't really want the ball. He always wants the ball in his hands, and when he does, we usually score. So I love playing with him, and I know that a lot of blokes do.
Jake, once Ben Brown joined your football club, many thought that Tom McDonald would need to find a new home. It didn't work out for him or Melbourne, but he's obviously gone back, had a great pre-season. He was instrumental in your win yesterday, so it's good to see him play with a lot of confidence at the MCG.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Tommy was one that was super disappointed with his year last year, but I got to see it firsthand. I trained with him all off-season, and he just had a fire in his belly, and you could tell that every single day that he was just trying to get better. And once he hit pre-season, he was already as fit as anyone in our side, and he just took it on from there. And as you can see, when he's jumping at the footy, he's pretty hard to stop, even with big key defenders that they are now. He's a great player, and he's super important for us. But equally, I think even when Big Benny Brown and Sam Wiedemann do come back, he's got the versatility to either go up the ground, a little bit on the wing. He played in the pre-season. That might be an option, but if he's doing what he did yesterday, he'll be standing right where he was then.
Jake, someone who provided genuine excitement yesterday was Cozzy Pickett, who quite extraordinarily missed a chunk of the pre-season through a family bereavement. He was clearly underdone, and yet at key times of that game yesterday, he was ultimately very crucial in what happened, wasn't he?
Deliberate approach.
To be honest, Damo, I wouldn't say he was underdone. He obviously had the disappointment of, his mum passing, which is obviously a tragic situation for anyone. But Cozzy, to his credit, when he went back, he went back to Adelaide, and he actually trained with the Woodville West Torrens and worked really, really hard. I think he was doing F45 7 days a week at 6 o'clock in the morning. He worked as hard as anyone through the pre-season. He come back, and I think it wasn't until our Wednesday training for this week, he just lit up training, and from then on we knew that he was ready to play. And I tell you what, boys, he's definitely my favourite player to watch. I love playing with him.
Well, where's your biggest little supporter, little Jace? I know he's obviously a huge fan. He's been on his best behaviour while Dad's doing this interview.
He's actually asleep, TJ, so he is on his best behaviour. My wife said to me yesterday, because obviously I had a set shot yesterday, which I wasn't proud of. Missed it to the right. So my wife told me that after that, Cozzy Pickett's now Jason's favourite player. So he's going to get the number 36 on the back, I reckon.
Good work. All right, what about some votes?
Well, a lot of Melbourne players could have got votes yesterday. They were very good as a team, but I've gone with May and Lever. Very good. Jakey, of course, he was outstanding. Tom McDonald loved his game. Clayton Oliver was also very good, as was the first gamer. Jimmy Jordan, he had a good game too. So well done to the D's. Very good win there.
Jake, just before we let you go, it would be remiss of us to not refer to this disgraceful behaviour from a good family friend of yours, a good personal friend of yours in Brian Taylor in the Herald Sun yesterday.
Come
where
on,
he
Brian.
dressed up in a pair of board shorts, wearing a suit above the waist, the poor scared dog that he's holding. What is going on with that man, and what have you got to say about what he did yesterday in that photo?
Yeah, look, I don't think he'd be too proud of that, BT. Or actually, you guys know him better than me. He actually might be really proud of that.
Yeah, he would.
I'm sure that beach would have been down at Lawn, where he basically owns the place. But, I think he might have to have a good hard look at himself in the mirror after that.
What's he up to? Is this...
No, the warming of Brian.
Towards...
It's like someone on this panel, we've seen it over the last couple of years, the warming of Tom, and it's the warming of Brian. There's no doubt about that.
It's the battle to replace Bruce, though.
Well, he's already
it's
there.
Heated up.
He's there. He just needs to calm it down.
Hey, Jake, you don't need to listen to this rot, so thanks very much and all the best for your match against St Kilda next week.
Thanks very much for having me, guys.
All right, terrific stuff. It wasn't a bad article. Would have he been the first choice, do you think, to do that article?
I'm not sure.
Yes, you are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You are.
Oh, no. Who was?
Who was asked first, Brandon?
I don't know. You brought it up, Damien.
I think another member of the Channel 7 team was asked to do it first.
Okay, well,
maybe not.
Luke Darcy.
Maybe Luke Darcy.
Yeah. Luke Darcy.
Yeah, and he chose not to.
Oh, so Brian was like just a ring-in, was he?
Apparently.
All right.